or else one. Welcome everyone to Here for the Horses. Glad you're here for the horses. We got a full house today. Thanks for coming. That's so fun. Today we're going to talk about what do you do if your horse's jaw is stuck and how you identify it and how you fix it. And then I'm going to probably put Linda Huizenga on here for a little bit. She can talk a little bit. She literally, as I finished that video, put up a video of her horse's jaw. So that was funny, and I was like, cool, we're going to talk about that today. So it's not always my 3 points, as always, but it is about 80% of the time, maybe more. Who knows? I don't keep track. Maybe I should. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. But first, nuts and bolts. If you just joined, welcome. So glad everybody's here. Oh, Stephanie's here. Stephanie's ringing the doorbell late. Let's let her in, you guys. Um, I just put in the chat. I put in an opt-in for my newsletter if you want to get it. Okay, my newsletter if you want to get it. I do need to send some newsletters out. It's been pretty bad. But there's my opt-in. I'm also going to put in the chat the link for my online clinic because we're going to be talking about not directly, but everything I'm teaching tonight is already in my online clinic. So those of you who have my online clinic memorized, you are awesome. And you'll be like, I know all this, which is fun. But this is online clinic. But those of you that don't, if you don't have my online clinic yet, you get all my videos. We cover the entire horse from the ears all the way down to their little tip of their tail and their little back feet. And I break that up into little videos that I feel are, manageable. So I like it when people do one section at a time until they're comfortable, or like, they're 5-minute videos. So you could do like 2 or 3 videos at a time until you're comfortable. And if you have multiple horses, it's awesome. Um, it's awesome to be able to do it on different horses because that's where you're going to start learning like, oh, this horse does not have problems here and this horse does have problems here. It's really fun. Okay. Like Georgia and Chester couldn't be more opposite, with anything. So that's always fun to do. So, do we need to sign up for the, yes, Stephanie, you're ahead of me. Thank you. What a good segue. We're going to talk about that in a second. The breath work is going to be my next subject. It's going to be good. So there is my online clinic. We're going to be talking about 3 of the videos in my online clinic tonight. So if you like what you see and don't have my online clinic yet, you can get that. You also get access to my private coaching page, which I give a little more advanced stuff on that, stuff that is not for the eyes of the public. And then we also go through Journey Through the Horse on that, but I'm not going to talk about that today. Okay, next, the breathwork clinic. Let me pull it up. That is coming up this week, you guys. This week. Boom. Okay, can everyone see that? Bring your horse. Bring your horse. We're doing this together. I just checked my Wi-Fi out in my barn today, so I will have the Georgia Peach with me. Um, and if you do not have Wi-Fi out at your barn, but you have a big garage, you can bring them. Don't bring them in like the living room, but you could bring them in the garage and do the breath work with us there because your Wi-Fi might work in your garage. Okay, so you do have to sign up for this. Let me put the link in. And I know Priya. I've known her for over a year and a half. She's down in Arizona. No, New Mexico. Um, she uh she's awesome. It's going to be really fun. She's never done this on horses before, so I'm really looking forward to it. I have done this on horses before in my advanced clinic at in Wenatchee. Okay, in Wenatchee. So there is the breathwork clinic registration. Sign up for that. If you have Wi-Fi, bring your horse, go out to the barn, do it with your horse. If you don't, you can sit in your house and breathe at them, you know. But there will also be a recording, so you can try that too, because there's something really special about doing it in a group, though. And I'm telling you, at the advanced clinic in Wenatchee, there were two horses that were like undone about it in a good way. One of them was he was a wild Mustang and he had been wild for 10 years. So he was around 10 years old. And it was funny because I had known the person that got him because she had come to a different clinic before. And when she was walking up to me, I was like looking at this horse and she was like, "Hi." And I was like, "Hey, how's it going?" He was 4 feet behind her. And I could just tell by looking at him that he just was like, I don't want to be close to you. And so I approached him from about 8 feet away and I said, "Hey buddy, how you doing?" And I put my hand out and about 6 feet away, he went, "Er," and he went, and I was like, "That's good. That's a good starting spot. That's fine. 6 feet. I'll take it." So he did not want me any closer. So we started the advanced clinic. He had his own little bubble, which was, better with his handler, but we started that breath work and it was real simple. Just I was like just telling people to focus from the top down and release different areas of their body just on the people. He started yawning and making faces and like shaking. I don't know if he like his nose started dripping, but it was massive. And other people kind of stopped doing what we were doing. We're just watching him because he was having this like episode. It was wild. And then one other horse in there was having a lot going on also. But we had a couple auditors and one of the auditors knew about the background of this horse and she like started crying because she felt so overwhelmed by how much he was being affected by just breathing. So I'm hoping we have some cool stuff happen. It'll be interesting. I've done breath work on Georgia and Chester, and they're very different, you know. And you know what? I'm going to bring this up too. I should have thought about this. If you guys have not done the words of affirmation with your horse, that was a while back. It's crazy. I did it again with Chester, and he instantly feels better. He needs that. And Georgia is kind of like, I don't need that. I don't need that. It bugs me. Which I love about her. But then you go, "Do you want to go to work?" And she goes, "Yeah, let's go." So I like that. But Chester, he was, doing his thing where he stares off, and I go, "You are such a good boy." And he just went, and he like looked over at me and I was like, "Yeah, you're really smart and super handsome and I just like you around." And it's like he just took these like breaths. Like he just needs to hear that every once in a while. So I should put that. I'll highlight that again. And if you haven't seen it, go to my public page, my Winning Your Horse's Heart page, and check that out and do it with your horse because it's fantastic. It's very interesting. It's interesting because some horses really respond and some not so much. But we had some pretty cool breakthroughs with that. Okay, so the breathwork clinic, please register for it. It's going to be awesome. Uh, and that's also on my page if you want to see it. Okay? All right. Good. We're going to talk about the three places that I look at and work on if your horse's jaw is stuck. Okay. Now, how do you know if the jaw is stuck? Okay. There's a couple ways. If they have a hard time taking the bit, okay. They have a hard time taking the bit. If they're funny about taking the bit, might be because their jaw's tight. Sometimes if they are have a hard time eating, that there's a lot of issues around that, but sometimes if they have a hard time eating, okay. But mostly, and I see this often. My neighbor's horse did it a while back, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I can see your horse is not yawning fully." Okay. So if your horse cannot yawn, or if it is not a full yawn. So you're gonna run into more often that it's not a full yawn. Okay? So what does a full yawn look like? You guys tell me in the chat. What does a full yawn look like? Give me a couple different things that a full yawn says. And then, we'll also we'll talk about the lack of a yawn too. Okay. I'll pull this one up to show us. Yeah. Yep. You can see yep. Eyes roll back. You can see all their teeth. Kingston jaw. Yay, Kingston. Oh my gosh, what a winner. Wide open and ugly. Yeah. Eyes roll back. Yes. Yep. Okay, so I have what's called ugly yawn contest. Super wide mouth, tongue. Yep. Tongue's out. Yep. Big and ugly. Very expressive. Yep. Hi, Rhonda. How you doing? Yes, everything like that. So the uglier the better is what I say. Uglier the better. So let me show you an ugly yawn contest. Here's one. Okay. Ugly yawn contest. So this is from one of my clinics. Okay. Look we got number one, head straight up in the air. Okay. Head straight up in the air. There's one out. Here's one. Okay. Let's see what else I got. I got some yawn stuff on here. Oh yeah. Listen, I'll tell you what. This horse right here is the king of yawns. I have a picture of him that is hilarious. Look at what? Oh my gosh. Give me some gums on that one. Okay. So I want the jaw to be big. Yeah, the tongue stay straight out. This is mid yawn. Okay. Oh, here's another ugly yawn contest. Let's take a look. Look at this. Look at that one. Oh, that's funny. Look at that. Okay. So yeah, I want it big and ugly. Okay. So if they can't do that, they'll do like and it only comes open about that much. Okay. So rarely can the horse not open their mouth at all. Rarely. Because they eat, right? They can't open their mouth, they can't eat. But they don't have a full range of motion. They actually have very big mouths, as you guys can see. Okay. So 3 spots. My first 3 go to. The first one is going to be the masseter. Masseter muscle. Okay. And I want you guys to take a look at this muscle. It's a beauty. Okay. So you guys can see the direction that it goes. Right? These are going to be all like bundles. So you can kind of see the bundles, right? There's a bundle there. There's some bundles there. And it attaches on this big bone up here that sticks out. Okay. And then it attaches on the bottom of the mandible. Okay. So we're going to talk a little bit about these muscles here and what to do for them. Okay. The second spot we are going to talk about is the TMJ, temporomandibular joint. Now, I think, first of all, what's the first thing you guys see on this horse? Linda, your eyes just went, oh. What's the first thing you guys see on this horse? And I'll say this poor horse. What you got? Because I was like, whoa, Nelly. It's very shiny. Other than that, yeah, dude. Yes, Leanne. So many things about the teeth of this poor horse. Okay. The teeth. One, it's missing one, and it looks like it's missing one over here too. That's fine. You know, as they get older, they miss teeth. But look at the jaggedness. Yay, yay, yay. Look at the hooks, the waves, okay? So, oh, you know what? I should bring a dentist on here, shouldn't I? That'd be fun. Um, but the waves, this poor horse, I'm not sure why they died. I mean, they're probably old, but that looks like it was a problem that was not addressed. Okay. So that's too bad because that probably didn't feel great. But anyways, temporomandibular joint. I'm going to talk about two bulbs. Here's one. This is the big one. There's two bulbs. Here's one. Here is the other one. This is a small one. This looks pretty small, or these look pretty big on this horse. But let me show you another picture because I have a couple. I liked I liked a couple. They're very different. Horses are very different. Okay, so uh, you're gonna find that. Did I put it in here? Maybe it's under downloads. Yeah, there it is. Okay, this one. So take a look at this picture. This one's different. I'll try to make it a little bigger, but it gets kind of So look at this. See how much tighter this is here on this particular? The teeth look better. That's good. This horse must be younger, right? Looks younger, doesn't it? But see how much this is tighter? Okay. So there's the big bulb. There's the small bulb. But it looks tighter, right? So I just thought that was interesting. Okay. So, um, TMJ. TMJ is the second spot. The third spot, oh, I didn't put this up on, we're going to take a look at, is going to be the jaw release. So right here, jaw release. I'm going to send a photo to myself here for a second. Hold on. And then I'll pull it up because it's kind of cool what I did to Georgia. Precious little, she's my precious little guinea pig. All right, let me pull it up real quick. And I'll have another video coming out if you guys want even more of this. Here we go. So I drew these on Georgia. Here's the masseter. And then this is pretending to be um a bundle, like what do I call them, you guys? Sausages, speed bumps. Okay. And then we have the TMJ and the little spot in between. And then the third spot is going to be the jaw release, top and bottom. Okay. So I have a little video for you. And what I'll do is play that and we can, yeah, Stephanie.
So you've done, I'm sure, millions of horses. Do you find that like some horses, their release is never a yawn?
Mm,
Because like Magnum, he very rarely ever yawns.
I would say rarely is okay. I don't know if never is. I
It's
don't
re-
know if never is right.
it's really hard for me to get a yawn out of him. His go-to is just going to his side and scratching. It comes out his leg. But
They
I've never
definitely have go-tos for
okay.
sure. So, a yawn, they're definitely gonna, I always say they have like their top two releases. So if you kind of know your horse, you kind of know what those releases are. But generally they should yawn every once in a great while when you find something. And I know Magnum has, and you know, you're doing it right now, so you're good. You're
And
fine.
then the other thing too is like Cooper, when I get into his, I know he's tight somewhere in his head, but like he does that grinding, it's like a
Yeah,
half release. And I
that's
can't,
tension.
but when I'm trying to do it, yeah, he's he's
Yeah,
trying to work it out, but yeah, all right, just confirming that.
yeah. They should, I don't know if I'd say a horse would never yawn. They should yawn at some point in time, yeah. If you see it or not is another thing. I mean, they should do it out in the pasture, you know, on their own. But yeah, some horses don't do it very often, that's for sure. That's for sure. Like Chester doesn't yawn very much. Yeah. Okay, let me see if I can pull up this. Oh, here we go. Perfect. That's gonna be easy. I never know what I'm. Okay. So I got a video here. This will also be available. I'm gonna use it as a way to get if people want it, they gotta put their email in though. So you guys can see it without that. All right, here we go. Maybe. Hi everyone, how you doing? Hey, I wanted to share my technique on how to help a horse that has a stuck jaw. Okay, so how do you know that the horse's jaw is stuck? Well, one way that you can tell is that they can't yawn fully. Okay, so if your horse is trying to yawn and can't get it out, or when they do yawn, it's a half or partial yawn, then that means there is one part of their head and mouth system that's stuck. So I have my top three go-to that I'm going to share with you. All right, the first one is going to be the masseter muscle. That's all this green. Now, I want you to warm the masseter muscle up first, and then see if you can identify any tight muscle bundles or fibers. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to do that. A little bit, not too much. There's, Do you guys need me to not be muted to hear it? Oh,
It
either
keeps
way.
going
Okay.
off and on.
Okay. Because I muted myself so you don't hear me slurping on my tea, but maybe I need to keep it on. All right, here we go. Veins and important things that go through here, but just dig in a little bit and see if you can feel any, I call them sausages or muscle bundles, okay, speed bumps. So if you're running your hand up and down here and you are going to press in a little bit and your fingertips hit a speed bump, and normally they're down here in this area, that's going to be a tight muscle, okay? So what I like to do to release that is press at the insertion point for, I don't know, 5 to 10 seconds, okay? At the insertion point of that sausage, okay? So press, hold, rub that just a little bit, and then linear friction down the sausage, down. Press and pull down. Press and pull down. Just like that. Now, generally, these don't come out all in one try, but they should come out within a couple days. Okay, so give it a try. See what sort of, she's licking and chewing. See what sort of reaction your horse has to that. Okay. So she got a nice lick and chew out of that. So remember, warm it up first. Then you're going to go cross fiber to feel for the speed bumps. When you find a speed bump, I want you to press at the insertion point and then drag your finger down the muscle bundle that's tight and see if you can get it to loosen up. Okay? The next thing I want you to check is the TMJ. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. I generally just have people touch in between the TMJ. So there's a big bump here. There's a smaller bump here, and I want you to find those on your horse first. Then in between those two, there's a soft little squishy area. It's a soft little, it feels really nice, little squishy area. So you're just gonna take your finger onto that little soft squishy area and touch it. You don't need to push, you don't need to prod, just touch it and hold it. Now, if she started blinking rapidly right now, that would tell me she has TMJ tension. And I would just hold there until she releases. She is not blinking, so I am not concerned, okay? But just hold there for a little while and see what happens. Now, if they have a reaction to this, just keep holding. If they're blinking but they're not releasing within, let's say, a minute, you can kind of work around the TMJ a little bit, do some circles, nice light work, little tiny circles. That's kind of the second method. If the first isn't working for you, you can do circles. I don't normally find that you need to do that, okay? Some circles. So this is the masseter, this is the TMJ. Find the big bump, find the small bump, and then put your finger in between those two, and you're gonna have a nice squishy little area. It's very small. Hold your finger there, and then wait for them to release. And then give them a break, okay? What do you think about that? Oh, she likes that food. She's like, it's not too bad. It's not too bad, I tell you. Tell you what. Okay, so that's the second spot. The third spot, and this is the one that actually gets it to release. The first two are kind of warm-ups. They're kind of having you check to see if you can help them out, because if this masseter muscle is too tight, the third method does not work as well, and you need to loosen this one up first, okay? So the third method to get them to loosen their jaw, and this is the one that you have to hold for a while, is you're going to put your thumb on the roof of their mouth, and then you're going to put your index finger in the center, kind of on the bar and a little bit in the center of the bar where the bit goes. You're going to loop your thumb underneath so that your hand doesn't slide around a lot, and you're just going to hold that until they release, okay? So let's do the first one. Thumb goes on the center of the top of the roof of the mouth. Boom, and I loop my hand over their nose, okay? Now they're going to start licking and chewing and cow chewing cud, moving their mouth around. She doesn't do it though, so she's not the best example. There we go. Now what you want, and you shouldn't have to move your finger around in their mouth. Sometimes I do have to get her in order to do it. So cow chewing cud. Do you see how relaxed this is? Do you see how relaxed that is? That's beautiful, beautiful. Okay, cow chewing cud. Nice and relaxed. Not super fast. They'll make kind of a nice grinding sound when they, oh, there we go. Oh, that's great. That's good stuff right there. Oh, like, oh, so good. So if they're doing something really fast, there we go. Now we're getting a bigger range of motion, aren't we? If they're doing it like, that's not what you want. Okay. Woo! Oh my goodness. That's getting really close to a full range of motion. Now, a lot of times people will do this move, but they don't hold it for long enough. If you don't hold it, they don't get into the rhythm, and then they don't fully relax their jaw and stretch it out and get it to move properly, okay? You're looking for a full range of motion. Oh, that's good. That is some good stuff, Georgia. She's such a good model. There we go. Now I'm going to flip to the bottom. One little piece of advice. For those of you that are afraid to put your finger in your horse's mouth, I want to reassure you, you don't need to be. But when you're real like, look, when you act like you're scared to do it, they don't like that, okay? So you can put your hand over their nose. If you have a halter, you can hold on to the halter, put the hand over the nose, take your finger and just put it in their mouth, you guys. There's no teeth here. Can y'all see that? She's like, please don't. There's no teeth there, you guys. There's no teeth. There's no teeth. Now, I tell you to loop your thumb underneath so that their tongue doesn't suck your finger back into their teeth. There's teeth up here. Stick your finger in their mouth, you guys, and then wait. Now I have my thumb. Can you see my thumb? Clamped underneath the jaw. Okay? Get it in there. There's a lot of room. I can move my finger all over it. Okay? Oh, that was good. Oh, that's so good. There we go. Come on, baby. She's like, I don't like this. There we go. What you'll find if your horse's jaw is stuck, they're gonna go like this. That's it. They do it just like that. They make the same face as I do, okay? They're gonna really try, but it's gonna be erratic. It's not gonna be smooth and rhythmic. It's not, okay? It's gonna be kind of wild. All right, here we go. I love that sound. So good. All right, so I want cow chewing cud, big. I like it when their tongue comes out. She's like, out of here. I like it when their tongue comes out. Okay. I like it when they make funny faces. I like it when they go, okay, when they're really trying to get that to loosen up. That's how you loosen up a tight jaw. Okay. And it takes a while. So if you've been told to do that, but you just stick your finger in and pull it out, that doesn't work. That doesn't loosen up anything. They have to go through the process of loosening up their own jaw. They're the one doing it. Okay. So that's what I want you to work on. That's how you're going to loosen their jaw. Okay. There you go. Let me show you really quick on this side. So here's the other side. We're going to do them all at once. So the first one you're going to do, now I'm going to do it for real because, here, I'll move her a second. Hold on. Because there's no paint on this side. Thank you, darling. Yes, come this way. This way, darling. Thank you. That's perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Back and forth on the jaw. Back and forth. Am I feeling for sausages or speed bumps? So I'm kind of feeling one right here, nothing huge, doing some circles, warming it up. Okay, there's a tight spot right there. I'm going to hold it with my finger. 5 to 10 seconds. Stoic red mares, you got to breathe with them because they forget to breathe sometimes. The stoic red ones do. Yeah. Okay. If you do deep pressure or holding direct pressure, I want you to rub and then linear friction going down the jaw. Oh, that got her. Linear friction, linear friction, linear friction. Press and pull. Okay. Then give them a break. See what they have to say about that. Oh, I got her. There we go. She wasn't expecting that. You weren't expecting that, were you? Okay. I'm going to double check that. I'm going to double check my work. Linear friction, press and pull. There. Step back. Got her. Woo! That's a full range of motion, so that's good. I like it. I like it. She needed this after all. She didn't need it on the other side. Okay, so that's the first step I want you to do. First step. Second step. Find the big bull. That's where hers is. Can you see him? Yeah, you can see him. There's the big bull. There's the small bull. Okay, find the big one, find the small one. Put your finger directly in between. There's a soft, squishy spot. Okay, just hold it. Now, if her eyes were blinking a lot right now, that tells me there's tension in her TMJ. So I'm going to hold here. She's not blinking. So she probably does not have a lot of tension in here. So I'm going to do some circles around there just to make sure. Oh, there's some blinks. So she had a little tension above. Okay, back and forth. There we go. Oh, there's a spot. Like that. Okay, and then give her a break. response on that one. Okay. Now, jaw release itself. Thumb, roof of the mouth, put your hands over their nose. If you had a halter on, you'd hold the halter, or this is my second move. Thumb, roof of the mouth, hold over the nose. Don't be funny about putting your finger in their mouth either. Just stick it in there. There's no teeth there. Unless you have a mini horse, be a little careful because their mouths are smaller. Now, she doesn't like to open her mouth on this side. Was it because your jaw was stuck, or you don't know? You just said, I don't like this game anymore. So I'm kind of annoying her on the other side of her mouth here. But you won't have to do this. This is a 1 in a million horse right here. There is the chewing I'm looking for. Nice and relaxed. So relax. That is the loudest horse on the planet right out there. His name's Chester, and he's annoying. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. So she's moving it a little bit. I'm gonna switch to the bottom. Bottom goes in where the bit's at. Loop your thumb around so it doesn't pull your finger back into their teeth. There is a lot of room in here, so you don't need to worry about their teeth, but you do, there we go. You do want to lock your thumb in underneath so that their tongue, which is very strong, doesn't pull it in there. There we go. Okay, and you certainly want to, there we go. You want to get them to chew like a cow chewing cud. So more than what she's doing, because she's really kind of, I don't like this one. There we go. That's actually how you get them to loosen their jaw up. There it is. And you have to hold this for a while. You can't just do this like for 5 seconds. You actually have to hold it till they loosen their jaw up. So you'll feel it's going to be really tight and short and kind of random at first. And then when it starts getting looser, it'll kind of be like random and bigger. Their tongue will come out, their tongue flips up and goes over. Okay, so kind of ride that wave out. And then when they start cow chewing cud in a rhythmic manner, and you'll hear like this really cool grinding sound, that's when you got it. Okay, so those are the 3 points. Let's show them again. Masseter, look for those bundles. TMJ, get the sweet spot. And then the jaw release on the mouth, top and bottom. Both sides, please. We don't want them walking around with a tongue sticking out on one side, do we? All right. Thanks so much. Hope that helps, guys. Bye. Whoops. Okay. What do you guys think about that? So, I did all those faces for you guys. So those are my top 3 picks. Thanks, Leanne. Top 3. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why, like what I'm thinking about when I do them. I know that the jaw release, the 3rd move, is actually what fixes it. Okay? That's what fixes it. But I want to first find out if they have those muscle bundles, the sausages. Because if they have those, you have to get rid of them. Like you could still improve the range of motion, but it's like, this kind of goes back to stuff when I talk about a chiropractor. It's like, that's great when they adjust the horse, but if you didn't release the muscles, it's not going to help that much. Okay. So you have to identify if they have sausages that are keeping that mouth tight. Okay. And you have to fix those. The second one is I want to know if there's tension in the TMJ. Okay. So, she did not have any, right? You guys can see that. If you touch their TMJ and they pull away or blink a lot, that's tension. And literally all you do is stay there. It's a Masterson method technique. You just keep your finger there until they release, and they will release. Okay. If it isn't exactly the TMJ, you can go around it and kind of look around. So I found that right below the TMJ, there's kind of this little flat area that I like to rub. It's kind of in a triangle shape. right under the TMJ. That they normally like that too, so you could try that out. Okay. But I want to know if there's tension in the TMJ. It's just something I want to have in my knowledge base. And then I go to the jaw release, which is actually what does the work, okay? And they're doing the work for you. And yeah, you have to hold it. You have to hold it. You have to just kind of hang in there and go for it. And then I think those two, if you're holding on to the halter and they're like playing you, you know what I mean? You have to do the loop and okay. An added benefit for this is they're much easier to deworm. They're much easier. They're used to your disgusting little finger being shoved in there, so they don't mind that tube after a while. Okay. So they're much easier to deworm. Not a big deal. They're used, horses are a lot of horses are real funny about their mouth, right? But they shouldn't be. So this is one way to bring them relaxation, help them feel better, and then find a oh no spot and then fix it. They shouldn't care. They shouldn't care. Okay. So those are my top three. What do you guys think, those of you who know my stuff, are some other areas, if those didn't fix it, that I would look at? Write it in the comments. What do you think? Yep. What else? There's only so many places on their face, but yep. Lindsay. I mean, sorry, Paula. Yep. Yeah, pull. The pull. Behind the jawline. Oh my gosh, my favorite spot. Other than the legs. You guys know I like legs. Behind, yeah, behind there. Okay. Because that goes to the hyoid, omohyoideus, sternohyoideus. But they get jammed like that. You guys ever seen horses walking around like that? People think that's normal. I can see them real quick now. I should actually look for, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do troll the internet horses. I'm gonna go look for some pictures on the internet. And I'm gonna go through them next week and we're gonna talk about, oh my gosh, I love doing that. Yeah, we're gonna troll some internet horses. And then we're just gonna look at them and see what our eyes go to. And I bet you, well, I know that there was one at my clinic last weekend that had its head shoved into his neck. So that one is really cool to help out. They literally look like about 3 inches longer when you fix that for them. That's really fun to do. And man, they feel so much better. So yeah, pull, throat latch, hyoid. Okay. And just be prepared for it to be some weird thing too. I've just gotten used to that. I feel like that is why I am, what do we say, effective at what I do, because I'll try what they taught me in school first. And then I will make stuff up until I figure it out. I will make stuff up. Okay. So, but those are your top three. So that's your homework this week, is I want you to go bother your horses. Okay. And just see, kind of take an idea which one, who's tight. This is how Jenny fixed that other horse. Remember Jenny? Wasn't Georgia still? Yeah. Yeah, Georgia had that weird spot we talked about probably 2 weeks ago, I think. That was crazy. That was the most random spot on her. But remember Jenny put up in the coaching group that horse she was working on and its jaw, you could like see it. I should pull that up. We have time. Let me find it real quick. Hold on. I can't remember the horse's name, but it was crazy. And she has fixed that horse got fixed. It was awesome. So, well, here, I'll share this with you guys. For those of you that do not have my online clinic, I'm gonna share the private coaching page with you real quick so you can see what we do on there. We do some kind of cool stuff. And then I'm gonna have Linda talk about what she's got going on. Oh, right here. Look at that. Look at those muscle bundles. Can you guys see that? That's crazy. Look at that. That's nah. You can see the muscle bundles, right? Those are sausages, you guys, right there and right there. That's a sausage. Two sausages. Wild. Okay. It should not be that tight. Let's see what, so that was, I had that, this is Linda's video. We will talk about that in a moment. Um, I know there was another video that Jenny put up. Oh yeah, Jenny's going to school now. I convinced her, you guys. It's gonna be awesome. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah. 10 days after working on his face. So this horse, what's his name? Cash? Something like that. No, it's not Cash. No, I just thought of it, gosh darn it. His eye, I like his eye. I think it's really cool, but it had a lot of that white. You know what I mean? Um, it looks a lot better now. Oh, here he is. I know his face is somewhere. Anyways, big improvement. Oh yeah, this one was killing me. She sent me that and I was like, oh my gosh, help him. What are you doing? Sending me a video. Help him. And she did. Yeah. So, any questions? Oh, Wally, that's his name. Yeah, so this was the video that she sent, and I did a voiceover on it. It's really cool. But this horse's eye, see his eye? He's got that white. It has changed so much since she's been working on him. I love it. So, anyways, uh, there we go. So that's your homework if you choose to accept it. Linda, what you got going on?
Well, so my horse Champ, 7-year-old Halflinger, uh, mouthy bossy boy, playing playing in the round pen with him, and all of a sudden he's licking and chewing, and it went on and on and on and on. And I thought, that's not just a regular lick and chew. And I had just watched, I don't know, it was just, you've talked about this topic recently in this Zoom call. And so immediately I thought, he's stuck. He's stuck. So I filmed a little bit. I was not set up to film. I just thought, I'm going to time this. I'm going to watch this and stay out of his way and see what happens. It went on several minutes. I loosened the halter and just let him lick, but it was more licking than anything. And in the video that I sent you, you see a little bit of yawning, a whole lot of licking. Since then, I've done exactly what you just described from the online clinic and found that it's improved, but he's still doing it. You can still see that there's tension there. I think there's a little bit of, it's minor. It's not speed bumps like Wally has by any stretch of the imagination, but there seems to be some tension on the part of the masseter that's closer to his nose, as you showed on Georgia, right there.
Yeah.
But I've rubbed everywhere on him, the poll, the ears, the throat latch, the hyoid he likes pretty well. It doesn't seem to be the TMJ so much that I can tell. And since I started doing this with him more, we had a really long session today of, I just did a little bit of Liberty with him and then did massage. And he's like, I really like you now. Where it was more the bite me game before this. And now he's like, hey, don't go away. Get back here. So I think this is going to be an ongoing thing. I did the jaw release on him, but from what you just showed, I didn't do it long enough. And I wasn't looking for, that's super helpful. I wasn't looking for that long rhythmic chewing that you just demonstrated. So I'll keep at it, but yeah, I don't think it's fixed yet. I think it's going to be a long time project.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So with him, I would recommend going out there and do the jaw release and hold it for longer, like you had said you're going to, but only do that.
Okay.
And see if, like, because I like to narrow stuff down. I
Yeah.
want to know exactly what it was, where it was at, so that I can keep my eye on it. You know, and obviously when I massage a horse, I do their whole body, so I can't do that. But when it's your horse, if you can break it down into parts and only do one part for like 2 days and then move on to the next part and really make sure that you got it, then you can find out exactly where it's at. Okay.
Okay.
So
Good.
work on that. And then I also have a couple other ideas. Like sometimes I like to trace my thumb on, and you can do it on yourself right now. Trace your thumb on the inside of the mandible. Okay. And when you find little pockets of skin that don't want to move, you can kind of press them up and then get that to loosen up. Okay.
Okay.
So that's another one you can try on horses. That works pretty good. I'd work on the ears a little bit, pull it up. And then sometimes I like to just go in their lips and oh, who sent me that photo with it had that barbed hay in it. You know that barbed hay? What's that called? Foxtail?
Oh,
Is that what that's called? Where it like if they eat it, it gets up in their gums. I think it was Jenny maybe, but somebody sent me a photo. And so when you're kind of looking around, you can find weird stuff like that. Um, you know, weird stuff, you're gonna find it if you keep looking. You know, like maybe they have something stuck in their tooth. It happens. They don't floss every night. So we have to kind of look around and see what's going on sometimes. I find weird stuff all the time.
mm,
All the time. I'll look all over and just keep your finger on the outside of their teeth and just kind of look around, see what's going on. Sometimes I'll pull their tongue out and look around in there and see if there's anything going on with their teeth, you know. Obviously that poor horse in the of the skeleton we had some teeth issues nobody paid attention to, so okay. Give that a try and then let me know how it goes, what you find.
okay.
Cool. Anybody else? Okay. There is your homework. Thank you all for joining. So we're going to rub, go across to find the sausages, direct pressure, linear friction to fix the sausage, check the TMJ, bottom, top. Hold it. Okay, there you go. Got some work. Let me know if anything cool happens this week. I want to see it. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good one. Oh, you're welcome, Paula. Thanks for coming. See you guys later.